I tell you, of all the cello concertos, I would say this is up at the top of being one of the hardest. And it's not that it's technically difficult, but it just wears you out because you're in the low register for the cello, and you're right in the middle the whole time, just digging away behind the whole time. The only thing that comes close to this, in my mind, is the Prokofiev Symphony of Concertants, just kind of playing the whole time. And so, first of all, bravo, it sounds terrific, and I know how hard this is, and you don't make it look hard. I just know how hard it is, so I'm projecting on you. But a couple of things I want to work with you on that might help with fatigue, and also just some things to think about. And it's also, please take this with a grain of salt. This Zoom situation, it compacts the sound, and so what I'm hearing is probably not what's in that glorious room that you're in right now. And I just want to work with you on sound and the way you hold the bow and kind of release of the bow, because you are beautifully consistent in your sound and your pressure in your bow. And I think that you can afford, since you naturally do that, to not be sometimes, to let go of the pressure in the bow and not have it be so pronounced and held the whole time. This piece, just at the very opening, whenever I've sat there waiting to come in, I've always felt like it was an opera. And the orchestra in the pit was preparing the opening, and then the curtains open, and then the character comes in, and he goes, there's quite an entrance. It's not, there's a release, an explosion of sound. So like the voice, a lot of air comes out and then dissipates. It's hard for me to show you through this, but what I'm trying to get at the very beginning is just a release and let go of the tension of the sound. Through the Zoom, you hear that? A little bit. I'm not going. Not holding. I'm like, and then back up. Back off. You try that once, just the opening like that, and once you hit the E, just let it come down a little bit, become a little bit more buoyant, flexible. Next step. Go ahead. Almost come down. You're in forte. It sounds like you're in forte. Come down to a mezzo piano. So you have a place to go with the sound. Once you hit it, you come back, and then you can move around in the mezzo piano.
From the second one?
Yeah, the second one, please. This is the one, where it becomes very much about fantasy. You better back way up. The third one, much more lyrical. Would you consider adding a little bit of a connective speak so? The finger you're using is a little too digital for me. It's a little too precise. So you go to 3 to 4. Try that for me. And then that's where it all changes. Come down to pianissimo. Now, another thing that I wrote down that I want to talk to you about is the way the hand works when you go past the neck. When you go up, and this is a Janos Stark, a very famous Hungarian cellist who passed away in 2012. This is his method of teaching. So when you go up, just always know that your hand turns out. And your hand will naturally go to lower fingers as you go up. If you use the upper fingers, it sounds caught. So when you go up, what I typically try to just see where my hand will go. I'm watching to see where my hand goes that particular way with the second finger. Can you try that once? I just want to try an experiment because as your hand goes up, again it goes out, and I want to see if the hand will naturally go on the harmonic to a 2. I can't tell. Are you using a 3 or a 2? Try 2. So, vibrate it. Are you using the finger go 1, 3, 2 right there? So, and the other thing about the Starker always talks about is when you shift, the best finger to shift on is always the finger you're on, and then the next best one is the finger below it, no matter what. If you're on a 3, 3 is the best one. If you're on a 3 and it doesn't work, go to a 2. So since you're on a 2 already, try 2. And what I'm trying to get at is I'm trying to make it so it has that lilt, that little, I call it connective tissue. Da 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 versus da 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 da. You're a very precise player. I'm trying to make you less precise. I'm trying to add a little flavor to the soup here. You're so clean. It's amazing how clean a player you are. I'm trying to make it. Slow your left hand down. You shift on your bow. You're hiding. So let me show you quick here. You're going to. Oh, I know you thought that was a miss, but that's what I want. That's what I want. That's lyrical. The singer. Da, da, da. You understand that little twist right at the end of the da, da, da. That's what I want to hear. And then your hand has to slow down and not just hit the note of the bullseye. Try it again. So start here. Now right here, that's a spot that you can fake. When you play with orchestra, everyone's playing right there, so you don't have to play so hard. That's a great spot to know that you can just play with your bow, and you're playing along the full orchestra, but you don't have to push out because you'll never be heard. In here, that's where you come back out. You understand? Can you play with the piano there and just air bow, air bow? You come in here. The other thing that I wanted to talk to you about, and we have so little time, but I think you should really consider your hand, your bow hand, it looks like it sounds. You're like this most of the time. What I want you to do is be a little bit more flexible in the hand. Your sound itself is a little bit hard, and your hand just needs to be able to sink down. Can you do this for me once, and I'll show you with my own. There we go. This is what your head looks like, watch. What I'm looking for is this. Da, 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 da. So you've got a little bit of a paintbrush going, like that. And you hold your bow like this once, like I'm holding. Yes? Up bow, down bow. I see your right hand is flexible, but I like it a little bit more. So up bow, down bow, up bow. But sink down, yes, that's great. Down bow. You think of it as don't push, pull, like you're pulling a rope. That's great. So up bow, down bow, up bow, down bow. So put it on the string and try the same thing on the D. Again, I typically try to practice in excess because when we get under stress, we tend to tighten up. So I would go even further. I would go like actually have it that low on your hand when you're down low. So up, down, up, down. There you go. So when you play this next section, see how my hand is flexing? Watch my right hand. Watch the bow hand. The low notes, I'm sinking into the bow. The high notes, I'm pushing, and then I sink back here. So it's try that. This is the other spot. You've got to release the sound. So you're really pushing hard the whole time. I don't know if it's coming through on Zoom, but I'm releasing this bom, bada, bom, yum, oh, oh. You're going dum, bada, da, ya, da, da. Do you hear what I'm saying? So when you hit those notes, there has to be some kind of vocal decay on them. Can you try that as an extreme one more time for me? I would like more time with you, and I'm trying to make an impression to help you. What you got going for you is so good. You play beautifully, you play pristinely. At least to this Zoom, you're set up, but I want you to be more flexible, and I'd like there to be just more variety in the sound. So if one thing you can take away from today is, and it's all the bow, by the way, your left hand is in good shape, but the bow just needs to be, the word is malleable, more varied. And so what I would do each day if I were you, is I would spend about 5 minutes just doing this kind of thing. Practicing it, again, I don't know if it's coming through with the Zoom, but practice colors. Can you just, before we stop, can you, on a D on the A string, with your second finger, show me a lot of different colors. Show me about 4 different colors. Also change your vibrato slightly if you can. One more time. Try to experiment by pushing down with your bow and making your vibrato thick, not fast. So it's like this. No, not fast. Slow. Slow left hand vibrato, heavy right hand. Now, a very fast vibrato with no pressure on the bow. That's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. So again, when I was younger, I would spend about 10 minutes a day working on different kinds of sounds, just to see if I can control. Obviously, when we push down with the right hand, we think heavy intensity with the left hand. But break them apart and make exactly the opposite. Make slow, wide, flexible left hand with heavy right hand, and then light right hand, and then shimmery as fast as possible. So it sparkles. If you can do that and knowingly do that, you can apply that to any piece at any time, and you're in control of it. It's not just applied. Does that make sense? So practice that about 10 minutes a day, and I guarantee you in about a month, you'll have 15 more colors than the colors you already have. Thank you very much.